We're back on 11 of the last 20, and it's time to dive right into the top 3 girls basketball players on our countdown. Next up, this Cocalico Lady Eagle was a threat to knock down a shot from long range on every single possession.
Number 3, one of Cocalico's most prolific three-point shooters, Marissa Gingrich.
Marissa's probably one of the hardest players, probably the hardest player I've ever had coached. She just worked. She'd run through a wall for you.
Silky smooth player, really silky smooth. Wing player, used picks and screens to get her shots. Really talented from the wing, could really shoot. And again, another one of those kids who could get to the rim, get her own shot, create.
When we would play, certain players, I would tell our players, do not leave. Don't go leave and help, and she was one of those players.
Marissa is going to fire for 3, and she hits the triple.
Marissa was very versatile at the offensive end. Obviously, she could shoot from the outside, but she could post someone up. She play an all-around game, inside, outside. Her mother, she was a college basketball star.
And one of my favorite Marissa memories, for sure, her mom got 1,000 points at Anvil Cleona, and then Marissa got 1,000 points at Cocalico.
Could this be it? Takes a deep breath and nothing but net. 1,000 points on the button.
And I'll never forget that night. I was at Cocalico when she got it, and it was just really cool to see Marissa get 1,000 and her mom come out, and she was also a 1,000-point scorer. That was a neat family moment to get to see that.
She'd look you eye to eye, one of the things coaches like, when you're talking to them in practice, and she'd say, yes, coach, and she'd go and do it. And she didn't always agree with you, what you had to say, but she'd try it, and then she'd talk to you about it. But just a phenomenal attitude, great kid, great basketball player.
I'll just always remember her for her athleticism and the way she could control her body. Again, head was always up, trying to make everybody around herself better, could share the ball. But when it was absolute crunch time and Cocalico had to have a shot, the ball always seemed to get in Marissa's hands, and more times than not, she was money in crunch time.
Number 2, Warwick girls' second all-time leading scorer, Riley Durr.
Riley Durr, boy, I tell you what, there wasn't much Riley couldn't do. She was strong, she could rebound, she could defend, she could score, she could put the ball on the floor, take it to the hole. Very good at getting to the foul line, and had that outstanding three-point shot.
Riley, to me, is just an all-around player. If you needed a rebound, she was the one banging inside to get a rebound.
Durr right there to get the rebound, and she is certainly going to be taking it right at the hoop.
If you needed a basket, she was the one you wanted to have the ball in her hands. She just had such a fire in her eyes.
I knew when she was a freshman that she had big things coming. Cracked the starting lineup as a 9th grader, special player.
Riley Durr, wow, I don't know how that wasn't a foul. Bangs off of Kenzie Horse and gets the bucket to go.
Fantastic body control in that she could dribble, drive, hang, score, and draw a foul.
Riley. Riley is one of the nicest people you will ever get to know until she steps on the court or the field. And then she's a competitor. Phenomenal shooter. Will do everything she can to get the W.
Turnover ahead to Riley Durr, and she'll get the bucket and one.
I think high school was just a precursor for Riley. I mean, she was here in high school basketball. Well, she's elevated it even more so in college.
It started early with Riley, too. Her freshman year at Kutztown, she was setting all kinds of records, setting all kinds of three-point records for the team. And, a lot of times you see a player go on to college who may not have had the career you thought they would. With Riley, she's certainly living up to the expectations.
And she's going on now to have a really nice career at Kutztown University. She was their leading scorer this past season. And again, 9th grade, I knew big things were coming for her, and she was fantastic at Warwick.
Number 1, Warwick's all-time leading scorer, Meg O'Boyle.
Meg O'Boyle, one of my all-time favorite kids to cover. One of the first kids that I covered that was a 2,000-point scorer. Straight up, smooth, jump shooter kid.
She was just a pure shooter, silky smooth. I mean, she was as smooth a shooter as I've ever covered. And she was kind of slender, but she did go inside.
Down low, O'Boyle with a bucket and the foul.
And when she went inside and got those foul shots, she was automatic.
Don't let the thin frame fool you. She was a tough player. Saw a lot of double teams. Nice fake, O'Boyle. Gee whiz.
can only hope to contain Meg O'Boyle.
But despite the double teams, put up a ton of points. Obviously, you look at her career history, just a pure shooter. Handled the ball really well, too. I think that's something that was overlooked with Meg.
Meg O'Boyle, just an amazing scorer, one of the best I've ever seen.
What I remember about her was if you didn't guard her, she was going to knock the shot down. She was a tremendous offensive player, just a tremendous shooter, a great three-point shooter. And you could tell that she had put a lot of time and effort into creating her offensive skills, and could also put the ball on the floor, but was a tremendous perimeter shooter.
Great athlete, could do it all. Could score, hit the jumper, could drive to the basket. She also could do the little things, because she'd dish off, play good defense, get the big steal.
But O'Boyle with the steal and the score, and that's why she is so good.
Real competitive player.
The thing I remember about her senior year was she was just unstoppable. She was, everybody knew she was going to get the ball. She was their leading scorer, and she still went out and scored anyway.
O'Boyle has the open three, scores from the outside.
You saw in her scoring, but not only in her scoring, but in her rebounding and just hustling all the time, being a good teammate and doing anything she could to help the team win.
Last I checked, she was the 5th leading scorer in LLE girls history, 2,100 plus points, easily had over 100 plus three-pointers, just had a real nose for the ball and could score the ball, could create her own shots, and like I said, coming off picks and screens, and dead-eye shooter from the wing and perimeter player, just a superb shooter.
So there you have it, Warwick's Meg O'Boyle, one of the best girls basketball players to ever grace the hardwood in the Lancaster 11 League, and #1 on our list. Thanks so much for joining us today on 11 of the Last 20. I'm Chad Landers. Come back next time as we dive deep into a new sport and start the countdown once again to see who's #1.